Hello everyone, welcome back. So in previous lecture, we have created employee and passport entities, right? So if you open the database, so we have created employee and passport tables, right? So Hibernate is generated two tables for us. So now we need to perform one-to-one relationship mapping. So how we can perform one-to-one relationship mapping? So we need to maintain one-to-one relationship between employee and passport. So employee is associated with passport, so employee table is associated with passport entity. Employee entity will be associated with passport entity. Here itself we have an answer what we need to do now. So we have to perform one-to-one mapping, right? So employee entity is associated with passport. So who is the owner? Employee is the owner. So now in employee entity, we have to add passport property. So let me go to Eclipse and open. So let me stop the server. So I just need to define private and passport property. That's it. We need to generate setters and getter methods. I have created setters and getter methods. Now, if you open the database, we have a employee table and it has columns. ID is the primary key and last name and first name. So we have three columns in employee table. So ID, first name and last name. If you open the table, you can see as well. Open table. So ID, last name and first name. So if you open passport table, we have ID and passport number. So two columns we have in passport. So now there is no relationship between employee and passport. So we are going to implement the relationship between employee and passport. How we can do that? So we need to add passport property inside the employee entity. So to maintain the relationship between pass employee and passport, so we have to define passport property as one-to-one annotation at the rate one-to-one annotation. I just organize the import control shift O. Now the moment you add at the rate one-to-one annotation, after that once you start the server in database table, relationship will be defined in employee and passport table. You can see now. So Hibernate is going to generate relationship between employee and passport table. So the moment you define one-to-one annotation, so what does it mean? To maintain relationship between employee and passport based on the primary key and foreign key. So as of now in database before starting the server, you can see there is no relationship between both the tables. Only employee is having primary key ID, last name and first name, and passport is having ID and number. So now let me start the server. You can click on this icon, so you can no need to right click on every time. So just click on this icon, your application will start successfully. You can see in the console application started successfully. uh, how you can confirm your server started successfully? You can see Tomcat started port number 8080. That means your Tomcat server started successfully. So now here you can see Hibernate. The moment I added at the rate one-to-one annotation along with passport property, once I start the server, Hibernate generated alter the table employee by adding passport underscore ID foreign key, and it's added also index for it is dropped the index and it is added the constraint, unique constraint for passport underscore ID, and then it is alter the employee table to have foreign key relationship with passport id. You can see background how hibernate is generated. SQL statements. You got the point, right? So first it is altered the table employee by adding passport underscore id column, and it is created a constraint. It is existing index, it is removed, and then it is created the constraint for unique constraint for passport underscore id, and then alter the table to add foreign key relationship with passport underscore id. So in this example you can see employee associated with passport. That means employee should have primary key column of foreign key column of passport, right? So now go to SQL yoke, and here I will just refresh the so before that you can see currently we have only employee table is having only primary key id and last name and first name. So now let me refresh the object repository. If you see the table you can see there is a new column is added. What is that? Passport underscore id. So this is a foreign key in employee table. This passport id is associated with passport table of primary key, right? So now we have established the connection between employee and passport table. So the moment we add at the rate one to one annotation, there is a relationship established between employee and passport based on the primary key and foreign key. Guys, you got my point, right, guys? So let me open the employee table. You can see id, last name, first name, and passport id. If you click on this column, after click on this button you can see passport id is associated with primary key column of passport table, right? So now relationship is established successfully. Now what we will do, so we will try to insert the employee table and passport table. So we have to insert employee details and passport details in database. To insert the employee and passport details in database, we have to create REST APIs, right? So in next lecture, I will create a REST APIs to perform insert operation in database, employee and passport details. Okay, guys. Thank you. Thank you, guys. In next lecture, we are going to create REST APIs to perform one-to-one relationship mapping. Okay. One who are all watching newly this video, so you can subscribe my channel, and you can watch all the videos in sequential order so that you can learn all the concept. In this course I am going to teach spring, traditional spring and spring boot, and jpa and spring jdbc and angular js, microservices, restful web services, writing change test cases and mockito framework, and also spring security and jwt. So all the real-time development, one real-time project also we are going to create here. So whoever wanted to learn, you can subscribe and you can watch all the videos. You no need to pay single rupee. Okay, guys. Thank you. We'll connect in next lecture. So you can uh, note my YouTube link, https colon slash slash youtube.com slash rasul at the rate rasul hyphen sheikh slash playlists. So the moment you click on this link and subscribe it, so every day you will get latest updates in this YouTube playlist, so that you can learn all the concepts easily, guys. Thank you. We'll meet in next lecture.